Well, let's welcome Zach inside.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, Mr. Zach, it is a pleasure to have you.
Nice to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
So, Zach, what do you think about these three challenges? Have you faced them? You've experienced them, or you're ignorant of them?
No, absolutely have experienced them. I actually loved it. The identity, capacity, and what was the last one? I forget.
Your story, the narrative.
Story and narrative. That's right, man. I experience those every day. So
So, how do you deal with it?
you just have to tune out the noise. Um,
Hmm.
the noise being outside influences, maybe your friends, your family. You have to stay focused on what it is that drives and motivates you.
It reminds me, I was on a call a couple of days ago with one of the entrepreneurs. She has now a company that's probably worth, I don't know, $300 million. So she's a seasoned entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And she still suffers from the same stuff, you know. She wants to go to the investors and they have certain expectations. And okay, so she's told them there will be this. So she stops sending updates quarterly as she promised. And then the investors say, wait a minute, how come you're not sending? So now she's in a defensive mode. And okay, she started thinking, okay, if I had gotten a job over here, I would get, and she would get a couple, $3 million. I mean, it's not $100 million job like Facebook is away, but she would get a $3, $4 million job because of who she is and what she's accomplished. So what if I had done that? Isn't that easier? So it's a constant, it's on your shoulder. And then she has this thing that has multiple versions of the things that she can, and people get confused. Are we this or that? I mean, all of this stuff is very real.
Absolutely.
And you're right. It's about the noise significantly,
Mm,
about the noise.
absolutely.
So tell us a little bit, Zach, about what is it that you do? And as you know, I don't know much about what you do.
Yeah. So let me just start from the beginning. So my name's Zack Farris. I'm the co-founder and CEO of LendlyX. So my background is in insurance, marketing, operations, and building businesses around real customer problems. So I tend to work on problems where people need to make important decisions and need better information to do it. And at LendlyX, we help lenders check whether the photos, videos, documents, and numbers in a loan file make sense before the money moves. So, in simple terms, a lender is often asked to trust what someone sends them. If that information is wrong or incomplete or fake, the lender can make a bad decision and lose money.
Okay, um, so tell me if I'm right in saying what. Okay, so you have some sort of a tool. I imagine it's some sort of an AI thing. I could be wrong. That you read through a loan document and you say, okay, let me go verify this and verify this and verify this, and then you say, okay, here's the story that they have over here. This is the reality that they have. So they said I own this and I own that and I do this and I do that, and then you go check and see maybe some of it is getting information from existing platforms, some of it is crawling the web, looking at their LinkedIn, seeing if they really work there. Am I right?
Exactly. So it basically just provides a total risk analysis for them to make the decision. We're not making the decisions for them to fund the
Got
loan. We're
got
giving
it.
them
So
like
it's some sort of a companion to the FICO score.
exactly.
Okay. So let me challenge you in one way and tell me that I'm full of it. Why is it that with the cloud, I cannot do this as a company? You're doing this for a bank. I have 100,000 employees.
Hmm.
My budget is horrendous. I've got all sorts of tools and agents and all sorts of stuff. I already have access to identity checks. I have access to all of these stuff. Why do I need you to
Well,
do this for me?
so yeah, it's a great question. So one of the things that the unique things about LendlyX is we're actually targeting the private real estate sector. So we're not targeting institutional banks right now like Wells Fargo, JP Morgan Chase. We're targeting your short-term loan lenders such as
Okay. Now, so see, but your description, this is your story, was misguiding to me. So let me tell you
I had
about
to
the
make it
story for
simple and concise for you to
yeah, no,
understand.
no, no. But precise, simple and precise is good. Confusing is not good. You started by saying that I am an expert in solving problems and I'm in insurance. And then we've got something that when people want to get a loan from banks, we do this. Guess what? This is not about insurance. I It's not about my bank.
That's my background, insurance.
Ah, okay. So let's get to why are you doing this? What's the I know you love solving problems and you probably
Yeah.
love money and you're a techie and all of that, but from a mindset perspective, why are you doing this? What drives you? What's the objective?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, because it's a real pain point in the industry. There's a current way of checking things is still very messy and time consuming. And so a lot of people are still using
People dying from cancer is a real pain in the market. Why aren't you doing that? It's a bigger thing.
that's much larger than the pay grade that I'm
Ah, so you're confining your pay grade. That's what.
no,
Okay.
that's stuff I am not qualified to research.
Okay. So you have probably where you worked or tried to get some private lending and noticed that hey, they have a problem. They get all the FICO score stuff, but they're not necessarily prepared to reduce their risk because they don't have the whole picture. Is that right?
Pretty much.
Have you seen somebody who has been victimized by this lack of intelligence?
I have. I have. And there's much bigger problems on bigger scales in the private real estate lending. If you take Baltimore, the incident that happened in Baltimore, if you're not familiar, there was a lot of wire fraud going on and people that were manipulating title documents for homes that weren't even theirs. And this happened on a massive scale.
Before we go to your founder's dilemma, let me make a recommendation.
Okay.
Revisit your narrative.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah, revisit the narrative because you see how I immediately questioned. I said, "Hey, these banks can do this. This becomes another AI attachment of some sort that people come up with things that can be solved with cloud or with Chat GPT, and they think, oh, I've got the next big thing, and I'm going to go there, and immediately we're going to be a trillionaire."
Mhm.
That the AI tools and capabilities space is so crowded,
Oh, yeah.
so confused that that's not a good place to be. But the fact that you're in somewhere in a regulated maybe space that is not regulated, that is exposed, and you have examples of realities that have happened in the space, and you've come up with something that maybe quickly they can adopt.
Mhm.
Um, then that narrative, I think, would be more helpful to you. So that's my suggestion. But how do you sell this thing, Zach?
I mean, how
Is
do I
it done? Are you what stage are you? Do you have something? Is it in the market? You're an MVP? Where are you in the?
So we just completed our MVP like back in June, and we do have a few paying customers right now. So we're live.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the problem's real, so it exists. The problem that I'm seeing over and over from talking to lenders is a couple of things. You have your boutique firms who maybe do 25 loans a year, your mid-market, 250 to 500 a year, or your enterprise level, right? And so where we are really coming in right now is more at your boutique and mid-market.
I thought that would be where you get more traction. So here's the thing. You've got 25 of them that they do. How much do you charge per activity? Or do you have a platform and they can do 25 or they can do 250? It's not your problem.
Yeah, so we have different prices on our website right now. More of it's geared towards your mid-market, right? So if you're a smaller boutique, I work with you personally to help you get started on a plan that's all custom to how many loans they do a year. And so, for example, I did have a recent lender, they do maybe 60 loans a year. And so for him, I worked out a deal. It's $3,000 for a year versus or $300 a month. And that gets him 300 verification reports per year.
Okay, so let me I was fishing for this comment, by the way. So remember what you said. I know you're early stage and you need to do this, but you go to a small place, which is even the medium-sized ones, I think you would need to get on the phone and describe and do this and do that. Okay, so you're looking at a 3,000, maybe $6,000 a year range until you become experienced and you're doing it for the entire universe, right? But at that level, imagine a $3,000 sale, all right? Which takes time to convince this guy, show this guy, go back and forth, do a demo, do a this. And the guy says, why am I paying this? And right? It takes time to sell that. Uh, I think I think your employees would get more than $3,000 a month. I think your rent may be more unless you're working from home, but at some point you need. I think so $3,000 a month is not much. So you need a lot of them to be able to really grow and do what you want to do. Getting a lot of them requires a sales team.
Hmm.
A sales team not only costs, but there is a problem. And this is not your problem. This is a fundamental small and medium sized business problem,
Hmm.
which is how do I pay the salespeople? Okay. If this guy is paying me $3,000 in a year and I have a salesperson, I've just spent the entire day. Okay, so we're going to say he's on Zoom, he's not driving to places and so forth. Some of these people want to actually see you. They're not, you know. So how much does this person get? And between the commissions, so there is a problem in mechanically hiring somebody and capturing that deal and get so it's going to cost you maybe 60, 70, $100 depending on how you market to get
Hmm.
somebody in your domain. Then you have to pay the this, then you have to, right? So the cost of that closure at $3,000 is
Hmm.
not much. Now what is the average loan that these people are giving? If they're giving $200,000
Hmm.
and you're charging him $300 to secure $100,000, don't you think that's not big enough?
I mean, I would tend to agree, but I'd also disagree. You know, at the
Tell
early,
me, tell me
at
why
the,
you disagree. What's your experience that you would disagree with?
yeah, I would say because you know, at an early stage for any company, when you're trying to gather data, when you're trying to show proof of concept, when you're trying to figure out who your ideal client is, you want to be competitive. And you know, if you have to get somebody in the door, let's say it's free to show them the value that you do bring, then so be it. Because
Okay,
what you're gonna do.
I get you. I get you. Let's dissect that because
Okay.
it's important. This is one of those things that say do even free POCs to make sure that it works. And let's take the free POCs. Okay, anybody that doesn't realize that you're adding value to them and doesn't give you a dime, even a POC should be at least $1. That person does not respect you, does not appreciate what you're doing for them, does not realize the value. They may like you. They may say, well, it's something. If they want to get a POC, they have to pass through a purchase order to write you a check for $1.
Mhm.
Because if they're not paying anything, they're going to have 60 other priorities. They have to manage their own capacity. And guess what? You become something in the need, and then you think, oh, I failed. No, you didn't fail. They failed. They were idiots. So now they're idiots. And okay, so that's one. So I caution you about this. I know it's being prevalent. I know people push this idea of whatever, whatever. Okay. Two is, I did say you are the owner, and you
Mhm.
are getting this, so this is fine in
Mhm.
terms of getting on the phone and convincing and getting somebody. You have to do that in order to
Right.
create traction.
Mhm.
No arguments there. But I'm saying think about how you can make it scalable.
Right.
Okay. So if you're doing that, here's it. Create something as if I ask these six questions, they're qualified. If I
Mhm.
have these five things, they're qualified. So you take it from I need a salesperson to do this to I need a system to do this.
Mhm.
Right? That's two. Three, three, price and pricing strategy is one of the most ignored
Mhm.
strategies in entire entrepreneurship. Price is an indication of value.
Mhm.
Okay, you like a Mercedes Benz, not necessarily because it's a superior car. Let me tell you that some of the Chinese cars are pretty damn good. Okay,
Mhm.
you like it because it's expensive. Not everybody can have it. You go on the street and hey, a Louis Vuitton bag is $6,000. It goes through the exact same production as a $10 bag, and it does the same thing functionally. You put your stuff in it, you go from point A. But hey, when women, you have a Louis Vuitton bag and you go to a party, they look
Mhm.
at you as okay, it's
It's
made
got
it.
status.
Yeah, it's status. So price defines where you sit within the stack of things and the importance. Now, maybe you can say, hey, this is I base it based on the size of the loan.
Mhm.
Okay, maybe I'm not suggesting that.
Yeah.
Maybe there are different ways that you can approach this, that your pricing doesn't become like a website that people can go in and buy a $22, per month recurring. The problem is the audience that you have who are B2B are not the same audience that buy those things. Okay?
Agreed.
So we've got about 10 minutes. I've talked too much. Tell me about a founder dilemma that you have and about a mindset that you think we should collectively, with everybody online, we should explore because it has made you either think twice or successful.
Yeah, I mean, a founder dilemma I have is um, kind of like, so I didn't touch on this, but I'm a four-time exited founder. So previously I sold my company for 30 million in 2023, and
Mm-hmm.
I was a solo founder.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm into the VC and angel investors in a different area. And so I guess what I struggle with is uh, bringing on another founder,
Because they asked for it.
right? Because they asked for it.
Yep.
Exactly.
So this is
Or,
exactly the identity shift that I'm saying. You're doing it because they want it, not because they're needed, not because you have it.
right. So that's why it kind of hit the nail on the head at the beginning when you were talking about that as like, well, that's it's a
So tell me
very
about the previous exit that you had. Was it VC based? Was it investor based? Was it what was it?
no, it was a private buyout from another insurance company.
I know, but you started it. You
Yes.
started it.
So I
And did
started
you
it.
go raise money?
I did not.
Okay. So why the hell do you need to raise money? You've got lots of money. You've got 30 million bucks. Okay, maybe you spend half of it on going
Tied
around
up.
the world.
It's tied up in real estate.
Why the hell do you need some idiot like me?
I mean, all my money's tied up in real estate and other ventures. I actually invest in startups as well.
Okay, so what you're saying is my money is safer in real estate. You come in and you take the risk because I don't want to spend my money. I want to spend yours. So if it fails, it's yours because I'm secure, man. I've got all this real estate. You see the story, the narrative? I'm linking this to our conversation. So
Well,
there's a
I'm not saying, oh, mine's safe over here, so come invest in me.
no, no, but that's the message. That's what you're telling me. That's the message.
That's the chance they're going to have to take.
They don't have to take any chance. They've got their own real estate portfolio. They don't need you, man. They're pretty good.
Hey,
No,
then.
there is a middle ground. So so there is a middle ground. First of all, I don't think what you're doing, if you're telling me that, the technology, I don't think it's that complicated. I could be wrong. You can challenge me, blah, blah, blah. But
Patent
yeah,
pending.
yeah,
It's an infrastructure. It's pretty
yeah.
complicated.
Yeah. But no, complicated is Tesla or sending something to the moon or that's complicated. All right. Today, with all the tools and capabilities and the smart people are there, a lot of software stuff are not that complicated. It's the matter of can I get more people than you? You maybe have spent 4 engineers, I get 17 engineers on it.
Mhm.
Okay, I can solve it if it's big enough. I think your problem is, or the opportunity is in execution. If you hold and own the market
Mhm.
faster than anybody else. And that doesn't mean that you have 100% accurate product
Mhm.
because there is no 100% measurement of accuracy in your business. It's just like Experian. Who knows, is 735 a good score for me or 737 is a good score for me? And what's the difference? Right? So you are bringing something to the table that enhances that. So
Right.
executing is the key.
Absolutely.
And you can buy these relationships based on the size of the loan, based on bundling of some sort, based on you've got all of that in terms of and you're thinking right, okay, at the beginning I have to make these deals,
Mm.
but deals have to be scalable. So I think at least until you are further down the road, and I
Mhm.
know you probably say, well, I need money for marketing. Well, not all of your real estate stuff is hooked in, money is hooked in real estate. And guess what? You're getting rent. So as opposed to buying another boat,
Mhm.
guess what? Invest in yourself. You're the greatest asset, right?
Right. And I have.
Uh,
I've invested a lot in myself. I
yeah.
would say the one thing that I've done execution wise, I took the last company that I exited, I
Mm.
took it to from zero from scratch to 15 million ARR in 2.5 years.
Yep.
So if that's not
You
execution,
see, yeah, yeah. No, no, no. That's what I'm saying. You look like a guy who is focused on execute. I mean, somebody asked do you bet on somebody who is, whose mindset is right, or you are less of a. And there was a reason I asked this also. Why don't you do, cure cancer than do this? You are less of a. I am a, passionate man about solving hunger in the universe and more of a hey, I see something, I see a niche, I can solve it. I'm the execution guy that can put the pieces to. That's how I read you.
yeah,
And I think you just confirmed it. That you know,
absolutely.
it is impressive to go from 0 to 15 million. But here's the thing: the time that you would spend in terms of security. Now, you do have one thing in your corner. If you tell somebody that I have exited 30 million and I have done this ARR in 2.5 years, they're going to start talking to you very differently than they would start talking to somebody who hasn't done it, right? So you do have that credential that can get you there. But the time that you have to spend in raising capital versus the time that you have to spend in gaining market share,
Hmm.
I think from who you are, your time is best to spend. And because every client that you get on, for every dollar revenue that you get, imagine you're adding your valuation of $2 or $3
Hmm.
for every dollar. So where is your most effective, place to play from a capacity perspective? I would say your best stay in the arena and hit the home runs than
Right.
trying to bamboozle some investors who say, "Why don't you have our guideline says that I have to have two." Like if you go to Y Combinator, you must have two people. So
Hmm.
so why do you waste getting somebody to just qualify? That's where identity becomes questionable. That's where narratives becomes. Now I gotta go get somebody because I want to have a performance identity or narrative so that they think that I'm good. You're good on your own.
Got it.
I don't know if that made sense.
No, it makes sense. I mean, and I have been doing this myself since about March. I actually started on this in November. And so, yeah, I mean, I've probably put in pretty lean, 55,000 myself right now.
It's nothing.
So, you know, just doing it lean, and I think my expenses are 2,000 a month, so it's nothing.
Yeah. So, see, first of all, the other thing that is when they come in, their expectations from you is gonna completely change.
Hmm.
Okay. You're at $2,000. Okay, you want 1 million, 2 million, 3 million from me? Because I mean, I bet you're not gonna value this thing at $50,000 for the company. Your expectation is pretty high. Oh, we
Hmm.
have patents, we have this. This is a big market. Okay, so if I want to give you money, and as a VC, I've got to get at least 20%. Even as as someone who's an angel investor, I need to get some reasonable number. And if your number is too big, then I've got to give you 5 million to justify what you expect.
Hmm.
Okay, so what are you going to do at $2,000 with 5 million? Oh, I'm going to spend it. Well, you can't spend it, but you're going to spend it by giving yourself a raise and your employees a raise or whatever. That's not what we're here to do. So the problem becomes also a mechanical growth problem. If you execute and you have the ability to do it, a lot of entrepreneurs don't have the ability to do it. You do. If you execute, revenue will solve the problem. You will understand who your ideal customers are much better. And every time you add something to the bottom line or the top line, your valuation goes up. So
Makes
that's
sense.
my 2 cents.
Awesome. Well, thanks,
All
Sid.
right. Thank you, my friend. And as you know, as I think team has told you that if you like, we can get another conversation together, more private, so that if we need to share some other things that you're not comfortable with here, we can do that. I'm at your service, and I am grateful for you spending time with us and sharing your journey and some of your perspectives.
Absolutely.
Uh,
Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. And until next time, be aware, very aware of your identity drifts and capacity issues and
I
your
will.
narrative.
I
All
will.
right?
Thank you.
Stay well and evolve always, my friend.
All right. See you guys.
Thank you.
It's time to evolve. Download the app by scanning the QR code and join the community that thrives on growth.
Let's leave the sameness. Let's leave it behind.